It's not like this is special or anything, but I quite like playing fighting games. Well, I say that, but to be honest, the truth's a little closer to I quite like playing fighting games with Jonathan Guilty Gear in them. Oh, by the way, don't mind the seemingly unrelated gameplay on the screen right now, just gotta satisfy my Ultra Kill fans for a few more seconds. The channel's had a bit of an Ultra Kill drought as of late. Yes, that's right, I'm talking about you. Come on, get over here, why are you just standing there? I'm about to do a Christ back. I know you don't want to miss it. Okay, moving on. See, a few years ago, I wouldn't have expected myself to actually like fighting games as much as I do now. Moreover, it's not just the 1v1 PvP aspect that I'm interested in. Until Balatro and Deadest Disco took over my gaming sessions, cooking up dumb, flashy beatdowns against a defenseless training bot was a common pastime of mine, because making really cool combos happen on your screen is pretty fun, you know? Well, with that being the case, I'd like to introduce you to... Denshattack! This immaculate gem of a video game is all about making really cool combos happen on your screen, just not the violent kinds though. I could gush to you about the slick as hell art style, the absolutely banging soundtrack, and the overall wacky but nostalgic vibes of the game. All things I've been properly enjoying in my 10 or so hours of playtime so far, which will definitely be 10 days worth sooner or later. However, as wild as this upcoming take sounds just 2 minutes into a video, these are all basically the cherry on top of what is a very solid gameplay loop that easily rolls on its own 8 wheels, or 4 when doing a manual. Now, I won't get into the nitty-gritty details of Denshattack's mechanics, but I will draw your attention to the trick system. And more importantly, when it comes to the actual tricks themselves, motion inputs, I can't think of a smarter way to say it. So the thing is, when playing with a regular controller, every single air trick done in this game uses motion inputs from the right analog stick. That is why we're blessed with such a variety of tricks, and better yet, it stops things from being overly confusing for a first timer. I mean, that's how I felt about it at least. Anyways, what I mean by this is how each trick is extremely intuitive to input, as each motion realistically matches its move. Hey, you're still here. You usually don't make it this far into a non-Ultra Kill video. Right. Like literally, that's the right stick. You're correct. It's not the left one. No, the right stick doesn't control the camera because there is no camera to control. See, instead of playing as a skater in an open park, you're instead a train driving on tracks. Yeah, probably didn't need to be said. What does need to be said though is that your movement is therefore severely limited to only where the tracks can take you. Now, on paper, that sounds like it'd make for a very one-track experience. But as I'm sure you can already tell from the B-roll, there's so much going on at such a rapid pace that it already takes a ton of concentration just to swap lanes with the right timing while looking ahead for the next obstacle, while taking corners and grinding pipes without flying off the tracks. In other words, the game needs to somewhat limit the amount of human brain computation required to achieve the fluid tricking experience it's going for. So I'm extremely grateful that we don't have to worry about all 6 degrees of freedom while I'm doing 6 types of movements one after the other. So yeah, because you can only move forward in this game, technically speaking, players aren't going to be backing into unforeseen obstacles that have to be looked around, and come to think of it, I've got to say, that's pretty dang handy, since now you don't have all the weird issues associated with bad video game cameras taking up your precious focus. Then again, I've generally hated having to actively monitor my mouse movements to make gameplay look cinematic in the first place, which makes me pretty grateful for titles with lock-on. That being said, I'd like to think my hours in Kovacs
Wait a minute? No mouse? All motion inputs?
Oh my goodness. See this notification that appears when you boot up the game? That is a lie. Seriously, unironically playing Denshattack with a hitbox or something is gonna give you a better time, and I can attest to this because I have a Wooting 60 HE keyboard. So the next best thing, really. Hell, if you're so traditionally inclined though, use your fight stick too. Oh man, it still blows my mind that I can say this about a game so far removed from my beloved Alright, just buy the game. It is great, and obviously, I've left out so many other key details about Denshattack, it really won't matter whether you like fighting games or not. But if you share even 5% of the DNA I do, well then, I'm glad to have introduced you to your next financial decision. And if you weren't aware, this means I'm basically forcing you to buy the game. Okay, enjoy!